Kitty catty, you hen it, I pret it. Well, hello, darling, how are you? Well, you know I'm always interested in a good chocolate cover story. What do you got? At the Black and White House? With the Bank Sinatra? Oh, my heavens. What else? Smoking a pipe with whom? Why, that is simply fascinating. And whose idea was that? The worst lady. Who is that? Well, if you don't, I'm going to find out.
This is the president of everything. Yes, I'm still in Washington, D.C. Yes, I did read the papers this morning. I know all about Kitty Catty's book. But Kitty Catty doesn't know anything about the co-waitress. I know about that too. I'm on my way to speak with Madam Hussein. Yes. Don't worry about it. I'll get back to you.
Well, Mr. President, things must be getting mighty complicated indeed if you need me to keep track of your Walter egos. Having said that, I will look inside to see what I can see, which is a tent in a remilitarized zone. And it's being guarded by 1A, 1B, 1C, or 1D. I can never keep those boys straight. I think the Miami Vice President is giving a speech about Iraqi 5. I don't know what that is. I don't know who the cologne is that's appearing on the Ted Couples Night lineup, or the one that's appearing on S&M TV, but I do recognize the bait lifter from last year's Semi-Pro Olympics, who is also on that late-night TV show.
How about soldiers?
What?
Soldiers.
I don't see any military men, but I do see Neil Downs reporting from a war zone, and I don't think Neil knows what's going on. Frankly, just looking at the scene, I can't understand it either, except that the thief executive is giving a speech about crude oil in post-car America, and someone else is explaining the carrot and the stick, and a man who's headed for the Wild Western White House to see a military man. Yes. And I think this military man used to head the Chronological Integration Agency, and that one of his agents is now about to land at End of the Road Island. Is that maybe what we're looking for, Mr. President?
Well, it
this
could be.
certainly looks like one of the boys from the CIA. You know what he's doing?
No.
Let me think. He is heading up the beach. That's right. He's heading up the beach, and he wants to commandeer a headquarters facility. I hope he doesn't fall down on the job for you, Mr. President, unless it's what you had planned. But there he is. I see it clearly. He is ordering people about and putting his foot down and pointing a finger, all the things you do when you're about to leave the building in search of one of the important landmarks on the island. It's a couple of palms. It doesn't mean too much to me, sir. Maybe it means something to you, but it doesn't mean much to the CIA boy, and And so he's taking a Jeep back to some important place. Oh, back to his boat. Yes, he's going back to the boat because he is still looking for some unidentified filing object. Well, he's got it, and he wants to talk to somebody in Washington, D.C. About it, and they tell him that the petroleum jello-copters, the Schwarzkopters, are arriving shortly, and therefore he decides to make a decision. And that decision is that he must surrender. Either that or he does windows. And really, Mr. President, that's about all I can see. So I hope it's helpful to you, but whether it is or not, that'll be 500 Brazilian dollars.
Having a little party here, okay? It is kind of wet.
The president of everything today denied reports that he has been or is being evicted from the Black and White House by the worst lady or anyone else, as alleged in the hit and runaway bestseller by Kitty Catty. He also denied reports from the Nude and Drug Administration of hush-hush meetings with the spiritual leader of the imagined nation. The president did discuss the plight of the many upwardly mobile homeowners who have joined no-income voters on the streets of America's dinner cities in recent weeks. Through a spokesman at the Department of Housing and Interesting Developments, the president confirmed that a vacant lottery was being discussed with leaders of the shavings and loan industry. He confirmed there were no plans to confine the scale model citizens in financial institutions, but suggested that plenty of tent space was available in far-off Iraqi 5. The president sent the National Guard dog there earlier in the week after speaking with Madame Hussein, a co-waitress in the dinner circle of presidential advisors. There was no indication how long hostilities were expected to last.
Hello, I am Hobocop. This is from the Big Enchilada.
Gentlemen, in all my years as director of FBIsland, I have rarely been so confused as I am of late about the goings-on at the seat of power. Yes, last week I heard from a usually reliable source that a man from the Bank Sinatra had approached the president of everything and told him that they were going to foreclose on the Black and White House. Yes. I heard from someone else in a position to know that the president was talking this over with the chief, but I did not know to whom that referred. I believe I do now. You see, gentlemen, this afternoon, a package, a tape, if you will, was delivered to me by one Hobocop. Chief of Police, we forget. I do believe that any of the questions we have about the goings-on at the seat of power are likely to be answered in this special document. So why don't we turn it on, boys? Why don't we see what there is to see? Are you with me? This is to be discussed no further than this room. Okay.
Hold on, Chief. Let me help you with the there. Think it needs a code name there. Let's put it in. Okay.
Is it going to work now?
Yeah, it'll start in just a moment, Chief.
How are you doing? I'm speaking to you from a place we call Exile. I expect to be here with Dwight D. Eisenhower and Harry Truman Capote and John Kennedy Indian and Richard the Lionheart Head, Jerry Ford Motor Company, a lot of boys, up through the inaugural brawl.
Sir, I've got Argentina Turner on the phone.
Hang up. Hang up.
You may have heard that there have been some break-ins, burglaries, what have you, at the Little White Library and the Rolling Stone Inn and Noah's Archive in recent days and weeks and months and years. It's all the same to me. Organized crime is my game. At any rate, the Chronological Integration Agency informs me that at this moment, it successfully kept it from public inspection, if you will, during that critical period of time. But what seems to have happened is that someone or someone has gotten hold of a copy of it.
You're late. Yeah, I know I'm late.
Is this the only one you could get?
Well, that's all I could get on such short notice. Yes, sir.
No, sir.
Yeah, no, sir.
Are you sure this is a 12-inch ruler?
Yeah, I measured it myself.
All right.
Okay,
That'll be all.
Okay, no, sir.
As we're guaranteeing that this film hasn't been tampered with by the time you see it, there are no guarantees.
Do I have to say?
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything.
There has been a power shortage near the Notions Capitol this afternoon. I'm not sure exactly what caused it.
Okay, you know anything about a Billy the kidnapping around here today?
No. Nothing.
Okay. All right. Well, thank-
Watch it. That thing's loaded.
Boy, it sure is.
Well, there is a little break in the proceedings now, and over there at the campsite, the men are cooking up the dinner for this evening. You know, even out on these difficult missions, we try to eat well. Tonight, we'll be having the Sam Donaldson with the toxic base, the rice of the accused. We might have some McRae crunch for dessert. It's so important to us to get the poor meal. After all, politically processed food for thought control is the wave of the future.
This is the president of everything. Well, I'm in the Soviet Union right now, but we'll be back in the black and white house before you can say no income voter. Of course, I'm sure.
It's not far from the spot, incidentally, where the half-gallon homo was at first discovered by the 8 Teamsters Union. Ever since then, of course, we've been receiving the mummy orders from King Tut's wound out there at the Persian Gulf course. And that's where in the Near East we had this new threat with the oil price slide.
Well, I'm on my way to a meeting with the chief right now, out by the censorship. What's that? No, the permanent press corps will never figure it out. They're too busy covering the war on Iraqi 5. Nice touch, huh?
Well, you know, the men, they're not to be blamed for wanting the latest in technology, you know. Junior high tech is something these men read about every night, you know, and they watch it on their TV screen, especially since the new Soviet intelligence network it started broadcasting on favorite TV. The men are always tuning in there.
Now, I know some of you say, but how is it can I make these muscles get so big? Or so tiny, whatever it is, huh? Here's what you do first. I want you to be taking this. You see that? Okay, now, at the count of these beautiful rhythms, we're going to be doing these exercises. Okay, watch this close now. Okay. You're seeing this close now, right?
Yes, darling, it's me. Uh-huh. Well, I was just doing some independent research. Uh-huh. And you know what? There's no war on Iraqi 5.
Now, everybody, to be breathing deeply and do the sound of the musicals. Here we go. Here we go. On and on. Get those fibers moving. Now move those legs up, down. Move those legs over here. Now move those legs again. Move those legs over here. If you have a dog, Then you should have the dog here too. And you should be moving those muscles vigorously.
That reminds me, yesterday I was at the Jesse helm of the boat Titanic, and we think we can bring it up without too much trouble, and there may be room for it at the end of the World's Fair. According to the schedule here, it'll be a little while until the electronic synthesizers line up a new round of rubber ballast over here, so you can relax and have a mood driver or something right now.
Now, the coat hanger. First thing you must do, you must twist a little twist, maybe pull hard, get it this way, round neck. Okay, taking the 45 now, to be hanging it right there in front. This will improve your senses of balance. And now, with each step up, I want you to switch hands on the dumbbells. Okay, you're getting this down. The band is playing the beautiful music. Put it down, grab it up, put it down, grab it up. Your record then will be singing the hit records, and you'll be putting it up. All right, that's enough of that shit.
Yes, gentlemen, someone is trying to throw us a curve, but who? The president is obviously on some kind of ultra-secret mission, but what? We just don't know, do we? Well, I'll share something with you. I had a vision the other night. A vision of a city, or perhaps more than one city, the likes of which I have never encountered here in the artificial heart of postcard America. I think it's some kind of collective memory that I share with the other frozen people here in postcard America. Now, don't say that I'm a rambling old man starting to lose touch. I know what I'm talking about, and we had better find out exactly what the president is up to. Am I clear?
No, I haven't figured it out yet. But I do have a source who should know the whole story. That's right. And he's on... Oh, he's here now. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Why, hello. You must be Mr. Hobocop.
Yes, I am.
What a pleasure to meet you. Do you have the information we discussed earlier?
Yes, I do.
I can hardly wait to have a look at this. Is there any way that I can repay you?
That will be 500 pumpernickels.
500 pumpernickels? Isn't that a little expensive for misinformation?
You haven't heard about the crude oil shortage?
This is the president of everything. Well, I'm at the Holy Day Inn, in your opinion. Uh-huh. Well, Hobocop Too has done a marvelous job of mobilizing the motor homeless. We need to keep them out there for a little while longer, though. Yes, on the street. Well, until I can make a deal to get this crude oil back. Here's what we do. Tell them we're going to have a boatercade for the rubber soldiers returning from Iraqi 5.
Oh, this is going to be so illuminating. Enter file name. 2001 after 909. Well, let the show begin. Come on, come on, come on. I don't have all day.
A little late, aren't you? Yeah, I have all day for this meeting. Now come on over here and we'll talk about it.
You were always on my payroll.
It's true that many of us here in government worry about the future of our welder statesmen, and we think that the basic problem behind the 9-iron curtain is that people don't respect the molecules that make up their constituent assembly.
And I'm looking for my luggage in all the wrong places.
Yeah. What took you so long? Right, well, spare me the gory details, please.
I don't know if that's happened yet. Frankly, I don't get out of the hut too much. I'm retired after a fashion. The musical equivalent of war took its toll.
There's a clear and present danger that our relationship could be deliberately misinterpreted by a leftist in the media. So please take your hand off my leg.
Well, it is with a heavy artificial heart that I have to report to you this evening an unusual development. The Federal Erection Commission is building an unreasonable facsimile of the hibernation in your dinner cities. Now, whether you vote in the North Pole or the South Pole, the voting booths in your area will be wired into the censorship.
I'm going to spend billions of dollars here in this particular area to change the way these people approach their own internal organs.
Well, I never.
I'm ready to assume the position. Yeah.
That was the reaction of one taxi cabinet officer to the commander-in-brief's absence from Washington, D.C. during the war on Iraqi 5, which apparently is now over. There's growing speculation by some observers that the news footage of the conflict shown on Fable TV may have been old film from World War II, surgically altered at the Smithsonian Institute. Spokesman for the Pentagon denied that report today but refused further comment. Meanwhile, rumors abounded concerning the president's whereabouts. According to some, he's being held captive in Washington, D.C. by various of his Walter egos. Some say he's been aboard a Schwarzkopter for several weeks searching for the promised landscape. Others say that is the Circle KGB Ranch, where he is organizing a portable rodeo for the motor homeless in the artificial heart of postcar America. At any rate, spokesman at the censorship announced that the president would lead a boatercade in the nation's capital later this week. Why? Anybody's guess. I mean, I'm in the news business and I don't understand it. I mean, why is he coming back now after the war is over? Can you tell me any reason?
No, I don't know what the boatercade is all about. All I know is they're trying to keep the upwardly mobile homeowners on the street until the president gets back from into the Rhode Islands. Well, you tell me what that means.
This is the president of everything. Well, I'm at the Jim Morrison working out.
If you have a dog, give him this thing.
What? Well, if you must know, I'm working out a deal with the absentee donors in the artificial heart of postcar America. Well, I know I misled you. It's just the way things go, huh? Right. Well, I'll make the necessary corrections at the Smithsonian Institute on my way back.
thing you do to get the balance, you must hold the records on your head. You can buy this record anywhere. All right, next, I want you to grip this, the dumbbell, within the undersides of your legs. Now we are going to be walking. First, you are to be laying down. All right, feels pretty good, huh? Okay. What let me take first? Darn! Where is that spiritual leader of the imagination?
Right over here.
What?
Here.
Where have you been, Chief?
I've been everywhere,
Oh,
and I enjoyed it.
well, I'm not having much luck.
I can see that. What's the problem?
Well, I don't know. You're going to have to give me some more guidance.
Remember what I told you when you left the Notion's capital?
Huh?
About the policeman, Hobocop.
Oh, sure, yeah.
He did a dance number to open your new movie.
Uh-huh.
It was very well received. I told him he could do another one now at the end.
I'll be darned.
In fact, he's ready to start right now.
Uh-huh.
So you can just go on home.
Well, okay.
You have a nice day today, huh?
You bet I will, Chief. Thanks, and, hi-ho Silverado, okay?
Hi-ho Silverado yourself.
Yeah. Oh, what a guy. All right, let's hit him.